Before we get started, we need to, if you need satellite coordinates for the press conferences today, at this point, they are all going to be the same. So each will have Galaxy 17, transponder 20A, and the downlink frequency is 12086.5. V is in victory. Galaxy 17, transponder 20A, downlink frequency 12086.5. Joining us now, Cincinnati Bearcats players. And again, we ask that you specifically ask your question for one of the players instead of just saying you guys. If, for example, you say, Kane, my question for you, and follow. Just make it easier for our technical people to keep on track. We have a first question to open these festivities.
Rob McCurdy, USA Today, Network Ohio. Kane, how do you handle the excitement this week and the nerves, and what's your secret to get through a week that's bigger than any other week you're dealing with in the season to this point?
I think it's just wanting to play, keep playing. You know, that's what we keep in mind. It's not about just this week. We're trying to further our season, so that's what we keep in mind every day. We said today in practice we didn't come here to just play one game, so that's how we kind of stay on track and not get too excited, try to win a tournament.
Justin, how do you avoid the distractions that obviously come with a week like this, with all the chatter that's out there?
Staying focused, you know, not even worrying about, you know, the things we see on social media and all the stuff that we see every day, or the things that people talk about. Just making sure we stay focused and we stay as a team.
How hard is it to do that?
It's very hard, but at the end of the day, when you got big goals and, you know, big dreams to, you know, conquer and to get to, you know, that's where they go ahead and come down to.
With the Columbus Dispatch, Trevon, I think a lot of people around this area maybe haven't seen you guys play since that first game. Just in what areas do you think you guys have grown most since the beginning of the season, that opener?
We've grown, I mean, all areas, like in all aspects. From the first time we played Ohio State, we made a lot of changes, you know, individually and as a team. But I mean, in every area you could think of, you know, growing in basketball or as a team, we like grew in those areas.
Trayvon, Justin Williams, The Athletic. Having a tournament like you did in Memphis and making the all-tournament team, what does that do for your confidence? What does that say for your development this season?
I mean, it's most definitely a confidence booster. I just got to keep my head focused, just keep the same focus I had when I was in Memphis, you know, and just keep playing hard and playing confident. I mean, I worked a lot of stuff that I did in Memphis. I mean, there was some constant like reps that I did over the summer and throughout the season, and I mean, I just got to keep doing what I was doing. You know, just keep staying focused. You know, focus on important things, and let the distractions go, and just stay confident, and it'll be fun.
Kane, you and Justin had a difficult senior day just as a team and everything. Did you guys get together after that game? Because obviously things have gone pretty well since then. Did you get together after that game and say, let's keep our senior day going?
Yes. You know, it was tough. It was a tough day, but you know, everybody have tough days. I'm pretty sure you guys have tough day in the office. So we just had to come back to the drawing board, and we had bigger goals in mind. You know, we didn't win that championship, but we knew we wanted to win another one. So Coach got on us about it and told us where we need to fix ourselves, and told us that we'd see them again in the championship. So we just worked our way to that and tried to take it game by game. And then once we got there, we just, as a team, we stayed focused and mentally was locked in. So I think that was the biggest change after that game, was just our mental focus.
For you, I mean,
yeah. Well, to piggyback on what he said, you know, just, you know, after that game, it was a rough day we had that day, but you know, we can't just dwell on that game. You know, we had other games we had to prepare for, and you know, the conference tournament was coming up, so you know, that was a big stage for us. You know, coming from our senior night, not having, you know, like you said, a good game. So, you know, we had a bigger goal to get, and then we conquered it.
Justin, coming into your senior campaign, March Madness, looking at your first competitor here, Iowa, hopefully the first of many, looking at the Iowa Hawkeyes, how do you match up against their backcourt?
Following the scouting report. You know, we always go ahead and come together as a team, and we always go ahead and follow the scouting report. And we feel as though if we go ahead and follow the scouting report and play Bearcat defense and have Bearcat toughness, we know we can get the win. And that's what we did when we played Houston. And I think if we play just like we did against Houston and we keep that going, we can't be stopped.
Trayvon, it seems you're down the stretch. You've really picked up your game, attacking the boards and all that. I don't know what anything particular clicked for you, or just sense of urgency. You're a junior. It's not like you're getting old, but you know.
I mean, honestly, I just want to win for real. I just want to win, and I know doing things like that will, especially rebounding, will help us win and elevate our team. And like me scoring will open up the floor for these guys also. So, I mean, I was just just trying to stay aggressive, offensively and showing what I can do. And also, I mean, I like playing with Justin and Kane. Like, this is their last year, so like whatever I got to do to keep our season alive so I can continue to play with these point guards, I'm going to do so.
Did Jared express his disappointment about not coming out to the table with you guys?
No,
I didn't even see him.
He
I didn't
always
even see
shy.
him.
Kane, talked about how hard it is winning here, even compared to playing at Sacred Heart. 3 years in a row that you guys got to the tournament. I mean, these guys have been 4 years, but has it gotten harder, easier? Are you more appreciative of it after all this time, or does it become more routine?
I think it's inner pressure that we've been putting on ourselves. Obviously, the last 9 years, I think we got here in a row. So there's more inner pressure now that we want to further our status here. The last few years has been rough coming out of the second round. So I think that's more so our pressure we've been putting on each other. Just let's be that team that make it. Coach has been telling us, like, why can't you guys be those guys that further it? Especially me and Justin. We talked about it yesterday, and I think that's more so what it is than actual pressure of being at the tournament.
Jacob Myers with the Columbus Dispatch. Kane, I mean, there's a lot of talk just in March Madness. You need elite players to go on deep runs. What makes a player like Jaren so invaluable this time of year?
I think personally, I just think the way he gets fouled. Obviously it's big time games. The refs are gonna be on their whistle. So he has a knack for getting fouled. He's aggressive. Whether he's making shots or not. And I think that's going to be huge in this tournament. I think he's one of the best players in the country at getting fouled. So I think that in itself is going to help us in these games.
Justin, for you, just what type of atmosphere, crowd are you expecting being kind of close to home?
It's the same, basically like a home game. We call it, when they said we was in Columbus, we call it backyard basketball. So, having just all the fans, wanting to come, wanting to support us is just going to be a great atmosphere and, great energy for the game.
Elton Alexander, Plain Dealer. A little bit of a national question here. How did you guys handle your freshman, sophomore years in particular when it came to seeing what's going on around the country in terms of transferring? Am I going to stick this out? Do I need to look around? Did you look around? What got you to not do what so many other of your peers are doing and stay? And what did you see that made you want to stay as opposed to go? And did you even think about going?
Start with Kane.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys, so I can't really answer that question.
I mean, just trusting the process. Even though, you come in as a freshman, you coming in thinking you can play all these minutes and stuff like that, and it don't happen that way. But sometimes you got to look at it and look in the mirror sometimes and know that it's you, that you got to work harder and you got to go ahead and step your game up. So and looking at the older guys and seeing what you need to do to go ahead to get better. So staying here, I feel as though was the best decision for me.
Anybody else?
I mean, you can talk about why you did it.
Well, mine was just different reasons. Like I had an interview with Justin earlier this week, and I just, as a kid, I wanted to play like tournaments like this. This is what you see on TV, and I was at a great institution, just at a lower level, and I just seen the opportunity to come be a part of something bigger than myself, and I just wanted to take that opportunity and do so, and I don't regret it because I'm here with my brothers right now, and I think, to piggyback on with Justin, I haven't been here for 4 years, but I had ups and downs here, and I think more so is a brotherhood here. Even with the coaches, it's like a brotherhood. You know, we all stick together through tough times, and I think that's a real reason why Justin stayed too. Is he made friendships here, and it's bonds that you don't want to break. Like whether it's you playing or not, like it's a bond that you don't want to break.
I mean, I guess I'll say, well, I didn't transfer, but I mean, did I have those thoughts? I mean, at times I did, especially coming in as a freshman, expecting to play. Well, coming from high school, you know, being a man on your team, and coming here, then I redshirted. So I mean, it was tough. Like, but I mean, I didn't give up. I just thought about the players, you know, who did that before me and is successful. Like, especially from the UC program, like Sean Kilpatrick. He was someone who, you know, I kind of like. I'm not gonna say look up to, but I mean, he was in the same situation as me, and I mean, he was successful. He redshirted. He was successful. He went through hard times, and I'm like, why can't I stick it out and go through hard times? You know, make something of it. And I mean, I like they said, you know, the friendships we made, the bonds we made with each other, and I mean, the program, like the history, you know, it's like coming from where I'm from. This, I mean, worldwide, UC is a historic program. You know, a lot of great players come from here. So I mean, I just wanted to. I mean, I told myself, why can't I be another player who gets through, you know, this hard time and be successful? Like, so I stuck it out. I wanted to stick it out with my brothers. I wanted to be successful, and you know, it got me here to this point, talking on the stage with these guys and talking in front of you. So.
Very well done. Thank you guys very much for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. We've got Coach Cronin coming up in just a couple of minutes. Thank you. Coach Cronin is with us, and we'll start with a statement about his team here in the tournament, and then follow that with your questions. Thank you.
Well, been obviously a whirlwind week for us, winning our conference title Sunday, and trying to put that to bed, get the guys refocused for this week. But we're obviously excited to be here. This is what it's all about. It's why we play the regular seasons, why we play our conference tournament, to get a chance to be on the big stage. Every kid growing up plays basketball, dreams of playing in this tournament. So we don't take it for granted. Try to make sure our guys enjoy it, embrace it, and most importantly, get ready to play tomorrow. So we're extremely excited to be here.
Coach Elton Alexander with the Plain Dealer, how you doing?
Hello, sir.
Two questions. How long was the bus ride, and how surprised were you to see, or did you think it was possible that you would be here in Columbus?
Bus ride was a little longer than it usually takes me to drive it in my car. So my last trip was downtown's really nice. My daughter plays club volleyball, so that's an all-day event. If anybody doesn't have a daughter that plays club volleyball, it's an all-day event. So I walked around in between games. A beautiful day last May. So I was at the convention center. So I got to see downtown. So and to be honest with you, my father's in charge of all that stuff. I didn't even know Columbus was a site. Glad to be here, though. I also don't know what region we're in. I know we play Iowa, and I know Tennessee plays Colgate. And I mean that, it's just we've been really busy, the last couple weeks. And, like I said, right now my daughter's in club volleyball and got a lot going on. So, but Columbus is a great city. We're happy to be here.
Coach Rob McCurdy from USA Today Network, Ohio. How do you control the distractions? I mean, obviously, there's a lot goes on to this week, and how do you try to keep things as normal? I'm sure you want to keep things as normal as possible, but how do you go about doing that?
Yeah, I think it's a great point. I think you got to realize there's a game at 12 o'clock Friday, and that's really what matters. And you got to have your mind on that. So, Coach Knight said a long time ago, the mental's 4-to-1 to the physical. And if you don't have your mind in the right place, you're not going to be at your best, and you're going to have to be at your best. For anybody to win games in this tournament, obviously we play Iowa. Fran's a great coach, a good friend of mine. They got a great team, so we talk about it a lot. You try to you hope your veteran guys understand that. I think we've been through some distracting things this year with the opening of our arena. The crosstown shootout is always a distractive situation with all the talk that goes around it. So hopefully our guys will be able to be focused.
At this point, do you still get nervous yourself, and how do you temper that and handle that?
I don't know if I wouldn't say nervous. I would say excited. I think if you're not excited to do what you do, I think no matter if you're a basketball coach or you're reporting at USA Today, you probably need to try to change your job, because you only live one time. And I'm getting a little bit older, so I really believe in that now. So you got to be excited about what you do and appreciate it. So yeah, not nervous, extremely blessed and excited to be here. I don't take it lightly. Don't take it for granted. Last time we played here, when did this building open? 2000. So we played here. So we were pulling in. My dad said, "We finally played in a building you haven't played in." I said, "You're wrong." My first NCAA tournament game in spring of 2004 with Murray State was here. So, and I didn't even remember that until we were pulling in the tunnel today. So, I was thinking back. I was riding in here with my former president, Dr. King Alexander, is the president now at LSU. So I get a chance to say hi to him, thank him for hiring me. But just really excited and appreciative. Always nervous, and then when I watch Iowa make threes on film, I get a lot more nervous. You're welcome.
Jacob Myers with the Columbus Dispatch. I think there's some people around Columbus who probably haven't watched you guys since the opener against Ohio State. Just how much has this team grown since that opener, and how does that maybe compare to other years as well?
They don't watch Cincinnati up here? I'm teasing.
I think some people do.
No, I understand. You know, the answer is experience. We were very inexperienced in our roles. Cumberland had played, but he hadn't played the star. Kane Broom had played, but he hadn't, like really now he understands it. When Jaron's out of the game or he's getting rested, he's got to be aggressive. Justin Jennifer wasn't looking to shoot open shots whenever he could get them, and we weren't running things to get him open shots until this year. Obviously, the rest of our guys weren't really ever in the game. So last year we played in the NCAA tournament. Keith Williams and Nasir Brooks did not get in the game against Nevada, and they've been starters all year for us. So the only way to grow is to get experience. And I've tried to make sure I've injected that I believe in what they could become from the time we started spring workouts last year. I think it's important. If a kid, you have to make sure your guys know you believe in them. And then I tell them all the time, most important thing for young people, you got to believe in yourself. But you gain experience, and that helps you get better. And it's a hard thing for a guy for like a Nasir Brooks, the first time you're starting at this level, and to be as consistent as he and Trey Scott have been for us. So their growth as players is really the answer to your question.
And is it different to now entering March where they haven't had that? Jaron really came on at the end of last year at this stage, and maybe does that give you an added element that's almost like invaluable because some of those guys haven't had experience at this stage?
Tough to say. I mean, I would say of all the added elements and the things that may go on Friday, I'll take made shots over all that stuff. You can split atoms all you want, and try to dissect what's going to happen. These games it's why it's called March Madness. Why it's the greatest event in sports in the world, because anything can happen, whether it's UMBC or what happened to us last year. Anything can happen at any time. So what we've talked about since the end of the regular season is playing in one and out environments, and that you have no margin for error, and you have to know that when you're tying your shoes to get ready for the tournament, that if you lose, you're out. And that was our mentality going to the conference tournament, and it worked well for us. So I think that you got to believe that you can win the tournament, or at some point in the game you may have to give up because you think, well, we're not going to win it anyway. So I think that the teams that have any advantage are the teams that think that they can win the whole tournament, and that if they don't win it, that they're not going to feel like they accomplished their goal. You might look at me and say, well, you guys are at Cincinnati, you're a 7 seed, but I think that's the mentality. I don't want my guys ever walking around thinking that they can't win the tournament. We would, whether we're playing Iowa or whoever's number 1 in the country this week, I don't know.
Coach, 9th straight year for you here. Do you feel like it's gotten easier or harder?
I feel like I'm getting older. I think it's hard every year. I think that you should never underestimate how hard it is to win, and never take winning for granted. And I say that not because fans are always going to want more, but I think for the players, my thing is what they accomplished this year, I want them to know that they've done a great job. And although we expect it and we work extremely hard to sustain our success, you can't take it for granted. And you got to make sure that the people on your staff, the guys that come off the bench, our managers, that everybody's a part of it. And because everybody doesn't go to the tournament every year. We know this, right? So you have to appreciate it, and you have to make sure that everybody that's a part of it knows that they're contributing. And, probably getting better at that as I get older. It's definitely not a one-man band, I can promise you that.
How much of a dilemma is Iowa's grain-fed beef? They got some big dudes that you're going to have to combat.
How much of a dilemma is their strength?
They've got some big guys, 250 pounds plus. You guys are strong, but you don't have any 250-plus bodies.
Yeah, I don't know what Nas weighs, but I don't know. We're not in a sumo wrestling match. So, I think the games, how the game is called is big, important. I think footwork is important. I don't know how. I think you got to play smart. I think the games are usually called a little tighter starting today. And the games get real physical in conference play in February. So what we've talked about is making sure that we don't pick up cheap fouls, battling for offensive or defensive position in the low post, regardless of who they're battling against, whether it's Garza or Cook or whomever. Because I think it'll be a little bit different. I don't think it'll be quite the way conference games tend to get real physical late in the year. I think it'll be back to more free-flowing, and I don't want them guys getting cheap fouls in the low post early in the game.
We have time for one more question.
Hey, Coach. Chad Leistico, Des Moines Register in the back here.
Oh, hello, sir.
Hey, based on the numbers, looks like your rebounding is a priority for you guys, right? How do you balance that with Iowa's transition game in terms of crashing the offensive boards and your willingness to do that?
Yeah, that's a great question. We would never change that, I get asked that a lot by younger coaches and people to talk about, what's your theory on transition defense? It's called get back. And I have people, there's a lot of better coaches than me, and they rebound two guys and they run to certain spots. I work for Coach Huggins, will be in the Hall of Fame, and Rick Pitino. We rebound the ball. Obviously your point guard gets back. But with Iowa, I think the biggest key is you got to find shooters early, right? That's what you're alluding to. So you got to find shooters early with them. But we won't not rebound because of that. But if people do try to score on us, we're used to people trying to score on us in transition because our half-court defense can give people problems at times, and it's tended to be pretty good. So we're used to that, but it'll definitely be a challenge. But we won't not rebound because of that. Hopefully we won't have to. We'll make a few shots. It'd be nice.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.